My guest in studio is Megan Alexander. Megan is an actress, an author, and national correspondent for Inside Edition. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you, Mikel. Good to be here in person.
Yeah. Now, what about any intellectual challenges to the faith that you've faced in your industry? Have there been anything like that that's come your way?
All the time. And it's because, we interview brilliant thinkers, brilliant minds. You have to really know what you believe in. You have to understand what you believe in. C.S. Lewis was huge for me in my life. When I read Mere Christianity, I had just finished philosophy in college. And I remember thinking, that would have helped me so much get through my philosophy class if I'd read Mere Christianity before. So, you need to understand what you believe and be able to talk about it with other people in an intelligent way. C.S. Lewis has been huge for me. Being in Bible study, staying in Bible study, Proverbs tells us iron sharpens iron. So who are you with that you can ask questions of and chat about different things? At the same time, I love a rigorous debate, a good conversation with someone from another faith or another thought process. So I think, stepping outside of your box, outside of your comfort zone, and learning what other people believe too can be fascinating. It's a beautiful part of life. But at the end of the day, you need to know, what you believe in and be able to defend it.
Yeah. One thing that we've done on this show is done a whole series through world religions where we talk about what is it that attracts people to Islam or to Hinduism, and for the people who were born into those traditions, what has them stay?
Yeah.
And so what's attractive to the adherents, and then how does the gospel step into that situation? And so I think when you're serving people at your job, you're helping people at your job, and being a minister in any field, when we have those spiritual discussions, those spiritual conversations or apologetic arguments, they're not heard in a vacuum. They're heard in this beautiful wrapper of your life.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And so they don't just see, the cosmological argument or whatever as a thing on a paper. They hear it coming from you. And are you someone of integrity?
Yes.
Are you someone who stands for what's good?
Yeah.
And so I think that's a great thing, just to have these conversations with people who see Christianity differently. Be able to have respectful conversations and defend the faith as well.
Sure. If I could just jump into and share one more thing, Mikel, I also think that we are further and further away of just assuming that people go to church on Sunday, understand the different denominations or the different faiths. I mean, I really think we're further and further away from that, especially in New York and LA. And I'll just give you one quick kind of fun story. When the Bible came out on the History Channel several years ago, Roma Downey and Mark Burnett, it was rather humorous and fun for me when that show came out, because if you remember, it was Sunday nights and I had a big party at my apartment in New York City and got a bunch of people together to watch. But I'll never forget Monday morning, the first episode of that show premiered to huge ratings on the History Channel. And Monday morning, I remember my boss sort of yelling out in the newsroom, "Did anybody watch the Bible? Did anybody watch this show, The Bible?" Because we try to recap, what were the big hits over the weekend. And I was the only person. I'm like, I did. And it became sort of this running joke that every Monday morning, as we're recapping, whether it was a football game, Sunday night football, or whatever, my boss would say, "What was on the Bible? Somebody get Megan," and I would walk into the newsroom with a captive audience and say, "Oh, this last Sunday, it was about Daniel, and he's in this lion's den, and there's these lions circling him." And everybody looked at me, and one of my producers even said, "That's in the Bible?" And I went, "Yeah, you should open it up sometime." It was really interesting that Bible stories that I took for granted, that I learned as a child, a lot of people don't know anymore. And so I think that's a part of knowing our faith is, I so love that Mark Burnett and Roma Downey brought that to life in such a beautiful way, this, epic saga. I love that. And that was a tool for me to use. And I had some great conversations with people at work about it, including one where I was retelling one of the episodes and one of my producers said, "Do you really believe all that?" And I said, "Yes, I do." So
that's amazing.